Hi, and my name is Kim, and I'm going to read more of Aesop's Fables. The Lion in Love. In days of old, a lion fell in love with a woodsman's beautiful daughter and asked for her hand in marriage. The woodsman was unwilling to grant the lion's request, yet he was afraid to anger the king of the beasts. "Noble lion," the woodsman said, "I am greatly honored by your proposal. But, sir, have you considered my daughter's fears? Your great teeth and sharp claws terrify her. Before you can be a suitable bridegroom for my daughter, you must let me cut off your claws and take out your teeth." The lion was too deeply in love to protest, so he consented and the deed was done. The lion then demanded that the woodsman's daughter become his bride at once, but the woodsman was no longer afraid of the lion, for the great beast now had neither teeth nor claws. With his heavy club, the woodsman set upon the lion and drove him into the forest. "Alas," cried the lion, "now I know that those in love really take leave of their senses." The wolf in sheep's clothing. One day a wolf found the skin of a sheep. He put it on and said to himself, "Now I can graze with the sheep and choose the plumpest ones for my dinner, and no one will be the wiser." So well did the sheepskin disguise him that no one was suspicious when the wolf took his place among the flock. A little later, the shepherd came to the fold to choose a sheep for his supper. He reached in and seized the wolf, thinking he was one of the sheep. Only when he had killed the wolf did the shepherd realize his mistake. "Ah," he said, "those who intend harm often come to harm themselves." The Fisherman and the Little Fish. A fisherman was fishing all day and caught only one fish. The fish begged for his life, saying, "Pray spare me and put me back in the sea. I shall soon become a large fish, fit for the tables of the rich. Then you can catch me again and make a handsome profit." The fisherman shook his head and said, "I should indeed be a very simple fellow if I gave up today a certain gain for tomorrow's uncertain profit. A small fish caught is better than a large one in the sea." The Fox and the Crow. A hungry crow stole a piece of cheese and flew it with the branch of a tree. Just as she was about to take the first bite, a sly fox spied her and called her from below. "Good day, Mistress Crow. How well you are looking, how glossy your feathers, how shiny your eyes. I am certain your voice is lovely too. Oh, if I could hear but one song from you, I would surely greet you as Queen of the Birds." The crow, who was very vain, believed every word spoken by the fox. Fluttering her wings, she lifted her head and opened her mouth to caw. With that, the cheese dropped to the ground and was immediately snapped up by the fox. As he walked away, well fed and well pleased with his cleverness, the fox called to the crow, "In exchange for that delicious cheese, I will give you a piece of advice. Remember not to trust those who praise you falsely." The Tree and the Axe. A woodsman came into the forest and asked the trees to provide him with a handle for the axe. Some of the trees, wishing to save themselves, told the woodsman where he could find a very young ash tree. The woodsman then pulled the ash tree out of the ground. No sooner had the woodsman carved the ash tree into a sturdy handle than he began to use his axe. He set to work right and left, felling the noblest giants of the forest. An old oak, mourning the destruction of the mighty trees which had once been his friends, said to a cedar tree nearby, "If we had not given up the ash tree to please the woodsman, we all might have stood for hundreds of years." "Yes," said the cedar tree sadly, "we should have known that if we want to have our own lives protected, we must protect the lives of others." Okay, that's all I'm going to read for tonight. Thanks for listening, and have a nice night.